Yeah, very simple game. You only move left and right. This is essentially a slalom style game. You're water skiing. Try to follow the boat, not crash into the rocks. Like a lot of what essentially amounts to an arcade racer, it's pretty simple, but yeah. Doesn't mean it's easy. The controls are not the smoothest that they could be. Yeah, again, I will not be passing judgment on these games, simply demonstrating that they exist. But with that said, I am now going to show what the other button in this game does, and that is, once you get up to speed, you can earn bonus points, as it were, by going backwards. This makes the controls a lot stiffer. It's a lot harder to steer, but it does give you a good chunk of points as you go. The game is time-based. Oh, oh, yeah, you can't go over a ramp backwards, apparently. Oh, no. If you manage to make it far enough to get to a checkpoint, you do get the time extended. I actually do not expect this to happen. It's been a long time since I've played this. And I'm really more just showing off the game rather than seriously playing it. the game is actually kind of funny for what it is. Yeah. Yeah, Irem made some interesting little games back in the day, and this is one of them. I will actually not try again, but I did want to show that that is a game, that it exists. It is one of the earliest examples of a obviously female protagonist in an arcade game. And it is one that is well, yeah, she's in a bikini the entire time, but at least she isn't naked, which was unfortunately, as far as I know, the state of the original arcade game with a female protagonist. That wasn't quite grammatically correct, I apologize. Well, like I said, just because this is going to be female protagonists, even if they're human, it doesn't mean that what you see on the screen the entire time is a woman. But doesn't mean it doesn't count. And now this is an interesting circumstance that I'm about to show off right here. This is actually something of an example of censorship, in a sense. So this is the arcade version, original arcade release of City Connection. Now, this game was probably Yes, Metroid is of course on my list. That was an obvious one to think of. It's almost a little too obvious, and as I have mentioned on stream more than once before, um, yeah, the whole revelation thing in Metroid was not unique to Metroid. It was not even original to Metroid. So, perhaps even, yeah. I don't expect to actually be playing Metroid, but I might squeeze in a game of Baraduke, simply because I feel like it should be played here. Although, the downside to that is, you'd actually have to finish the game for the reveal, so we'll see how things go. I may actually end up just leaving that off too. This game was more popular on the NES than it was in the arcade. And if you've played it on the NES, you probably know that right there on the title screen is some blonde guy throwing out the victory sign, racing along. But, yeah, guess what? As you will see... Whoa. That cat might be your #1 fan, he's also your #1 obstacle. So if you haven't seen this game before, the object is to paint the town, so to speak. Like Miner 2049er, you're trying to run the car over the entire surface. There's not much in terms of AI when it comes to the opposing vehicles. You just basically need to not crash into them. Although you can collect these oil drums, throw them at those vehicles, set them spinning, and then you can crash into them, and if you get a whole line of them spinning at once, and then hit just one of them, it'll take out the rest of them and you get greater points for it. This is a game where you actually score relatively few points for actually making progress in the levels, and a lot more for actually dealing with the enemies. The problem is that, well, there isn't a whole lot of warning the game gives you as for when you're taking too long, and when you do end up taking too long, it pretty much kills you instantly with a spike coming up right underneath your vehicle. So, yeah, play at your own risk. There really needed to be a better score balance to it. But, it's kind of fun. Oops. That one mid-jump. The music is actually really nice. Serious question. Yeah, Twitch delay can be interesting. There we go. There's the driver. Her name is Celia, if I recall correctly. I don't actually need to finish out this game, but I did want to show that off. Yes, this is an unfortunate circumstance, and as you know, I may not be making any general political statements regarding gender, but I detest censorship. And I'm sorry, but if you change the gender of a protagonist in a game, I don't know what on earth you could otherwise call it. That counts as censorship to me. That's just... I'm sorry, that's just not right. Final Fight, original US release on the NES, yeah, Billy and Sid instead of Poison and Roxy, I think the orange-haired one's name is. Yeah, I mean, no. Just no. I'm all against that. Alright, I don't actually want to finish out this game. I'm just going to collide with the cat the next time I see it. Yeah. So that is City Connection, a game whose home version unfortunately decided to change the gender of the protagonist, and I happen to think that is an incredibly annoying, saddening, disappointing thing. So, although I'm not making any general statements, yeah, I know. I mean, it's the cat is supposed to be there to cheer you on. Story-wise, that's what it's doing. But yeah, it's your greatest obstacle. It's like the other vehicles that you encounter are usually driving away from you. So the rate at which you approach them is slow. The cat is stationary, and as a direct result, practically ambushes you. Yeah, and it just sort of pops up suddenly out of the side of the screen. It's like, yeah, yeah, it's that's the way the game is designed. And I am being hosted by Sire. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Alright, so the next game that I'm going to fire up for you guys is unfortunately much the same story. Easy to remember which company this game is from because they put the company name right there in the title. This is also 85. The Japanese name of the game is actually Ninja Princess. There was a home version of this released, I want to say, for the Sega Master System. And it was titled simply The Ninja, if I recall correctly. And they once again changed the gender of the protagonist. Yes, I did in fact shave. It looks so wrong. Seeing my own image up there on the screen, it's like I think I need to regrow at least the goatee because this just looks so. This looks so off to me right now. But yeah, I did finally break down and shave. Yeah, so the home version of this game, you play a ninja rescuing a princess. Well, guess what? This is the original arcade version. And this is one princess that does not need rescuing, thank you very much. If she gets kidnapped, yeah, screw that. She escapes on her own. Goes all kunoichi and then goes to chase after the people that tried to pursue her. Oh, I just shaved this morning. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't miss. Yeah, this is fresh. You'll probably be seeing me regrow it over my next few streams, or at least a portion of it. So yes. Yeah, she is not going to let herself get kidnapped, and she is going to go deal with those who tried to in the first place. Right then, right there. I happen to really like that. And this is an excellent, excellent game, by the way. I will be playing through this, and it's you know, I'm not just showing this one off. I will be playing this game. In fact, I might give it 2 or 3 tries, because this is a game that I feel is genuinely really good, and I want to get a lot better at. You have 2 attack buttons in this game. One fires in the direction that you're moving, and one fires straight up at all times, no matter which way you're facing. You may recall Sega essentially using a very similar mechanism for a lot of characters. in their later game gain ground. It's a very simple mechanism that works really, really well. So, you also have a third button, which I'll be using right here. Oh, darn, that's unfortunate. Yeah, she can do a little ninja trick to temporarily pass through enemy fire, making the game extremely playable. And you may have noticed that one thing that this game has that I wish a lot more games of this nature did, it's not an auto-scroller. As you can see, it just sits there, although just staying put is not a good idea. There is actually a time bar at the bottom, as you can see. Ow! Darn, didn't see that one coming. You can actually scroll the screen back. When a large horde of enemies comes your way, you can actually back away from them and shoot at their direction. Almost like a twin-stick shooter. So, the game is very, very playable. Yeah, most of the items that drop from enemies are worth points, but that scroll does power up your weapon. It allows you to, your shots will travel straight through an enemy and keep on going. Ooh! Yeah, some of the enemies are a little sneaky. They'll do quick, skirts to your back. Now, the ones that come out from behind the buildings, you don't have to use the ninja magic to avoid them, but it's the easiest way of dealing with them, because they tend to be pretty accurate. And for whatever reason, the boss there, yeah, right before he's about to drop, he speeds up. His hair also turns red. Not sure why. Yeah, there is also some variety in the stages, as you can see. Now we've got this whole jungle hunt style rolling boulders thing coming by. This level actually is an auto scroll. Ooh, I didn't hit the button in time. Damn. Ah, well, that was terrible. Sciature, don't bring me down, man. Seriously, though. I hope you're being facetious. I really am. Yeah. Yeah, this is an excellent game. This was very well designed. It's a lot of fun. It's quite playable. And it is a crying shame that Sega felt that if they were going to sell a home version of this, that they had to make the protagonist the rescuee instead of someone who is quite capable of escaping on her own. That was terrible. I'm gonna throw it. And, yeah. Quite capable of exacting her own vengeance and dealing with her own problems. And I just think that, in general, you know, I just think that's better. I think that just makes a whole lot more, I just think that's interesting. I just think that's a better, Oh! Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I gotta mingly myself. There we go. Yes, I have to keep myself honest. my penance slash offering. I may not be a poverty speedrunner, but all the same, I feel compelled to make my offering to the patron saint of resetting a game. Come on. There we go. Yes, this is a fun game. You will probably see me playing this on stream more often. This is not going to be just a thing to show off game. I actually do think this is a... oh, gee, oh, man. I have yet to actually encounter Mr. Rossetti, despite the fact that I have found myself playing Animal Crossing again. Of course, the only reason why I was really playing Animal Crossing again is because of the NES library that it essentially includes. Sometimes it's just a little more convenient than actually using the console or the computer. I've been trying to play more Punch-Out. Getting back into that. This is... ooh. That was a little unpleasant. Yeah, do not trust the rocks in this game. Obvious disguise is obvious. Ah! Are you kidding me? Oh, that was terrible. This game is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Oh, bloody hell. I think that a feminist might be more than a little disappointed in that the game lacks a death animation. Rather, you know, she sits there and cries for a moment. But hey, I happen to think, if I may be forgiven presenting my own opinion here, that a kidnapped princess that rescues herself and then goes all stabby on her captors, I happen to think that's pretty damn good. And it's certainly something not seen in a whole lot of video games, especially from this time frame. Mid-80s here, where so many video games were all rescue the princess. It's so nice to see an instance of that trope being completely inverted. Alex Kidd Lost Stars, second player, still a female, yes. Very good. As I had mentioned, whoa, that's gonna be bad. Okay, there we go. As I mentioned at the start, I'm not taking the easy way out of playing games where there's a choice of protagonists. And one is male and one is female. There are lots and lots of games, especially in the mid-90s, that do that. I am only going to be playing those games where all the protagonists are female. With one exception that I know I'm not going to be able to resist. But to be fair, the male protagonist in that game is not human, and it is the sequel to a game that only has one protagonist that is female, and I'm going to be playing that one as well. Ooh, even powered up, she can't shoot through those. Oh! Darn, this guy's tough. Tokiden Show Angel Eyes is indeed on my list, because all the protagonists are female. That is indeed one that I can play again. But because it's one that I have shown off before, and it does not qualify quite so much as retro as many of the other games that I would otherwise want to play and show off. It's something that I'm... if I find I want to fill some time up, I'll play it, but I'm not going to prioritize that game. My word, there are a lot of you all of a sudden. Whoa, 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 okay. Gotcha. Whew. Yeah, this game almost has, like, Robotron moments to it. It really lends itself to some quick thinking, tactical decisions. It's just an excellent, excellent game all around. Because the arcade is a place where female protagonists seem particularly rare, I've been wanting to really sort of emphasize those games. Games on home consoles, people are a little more expecting to see female protagonists, but in the arcade, it's pretty weird. It's pretty rare. Although the funny thing is that this game and the one I showed off before, are actually games where the home version was essentially altered, censored as I like to say, to have a male protagonist, when the arcade original actually had a female. Incidentally, this is the first time I've ever made it to this stage, so I officially don't know what I'm doing anymore. But it would seem to be auto-scrolling, essentially. Just trying to make it down the river, I'm guessing. Being on a faster log will probably help tremendously. Well, that's the boss guy. Okay, there we go. That worked. Happy with that. Well, yeah, Robotron is what they call an arena shooter. You're kind of stuck to a room. Oh no, I don't even want to read what Skippy just said. I'll check that out later. Something tells me it's going to be incredibly sexist anyway. There's a shot hidden under that roof there. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, this is, oh, damn it. Oh, that's definitely the best I've ever done. I'm quite happy with that. That's probably going to be worth a highlight right there. 130,350. I like it. Ugh, Skippy. Oh, what am I gonna do? What am I going to do with you people? Ah. Yes. Alright, so that is Ninja Princess, or Sega Ninja, in other countries, such as mine. It is, in my opinion, an absolutely fantastic game that more people should be aware of. So, it's done my part regarding that. So let me see here. For sort of the first half of this, I want to try to stick to arcade games, and I'll probably go to home console options for the second half of this. So let's see. These will not necessarily be in order of release. Oh, you know what? There was an NES game. For whatever reason, I never wrote down. But I know it fits. I may or may not fire that up at some point. It's been a long time since I've played it. I probably will. So let's see. Let's mix things up a bit. This is one of those. This is actually also a. Me and Tecmo go way back. Huh. Do I have any? I don't think I actually have any Tecmo games on this list. I'm not sure that there are any that would fit. Um. Okay. So this is one of those games. This is actually also from Sega in the same year, no less. It's less marquee. I'll have to change. This is one of those games that I had never heard of until I, saw it on emulator. So we have this big mafia kingpin looking guy. As a matter of fact, he looks like Kingpin from Spider-Man. And we have this Wonder Woman-esque protagonist. Is going out to stop him. And the encoding is overloaded already. Come on, work with me. There we go. So this game has quite a bit of oddness to it, odd variety to it. You take a lot of damage from enemies. That power meter down at the bottom there is the health. And it actually slowly drains over time, but it increases every time you knock someone out. Oh, ooh, bad timing there. If I get the first blow in, I can juggle him. There we go. And this game has a wide variety of stages. She's now on a motorcycle. I will draw your attention to the fact that the stationary objects approach me faster than the vehicles. So those other motorcycles that you encounter are actually driving backwards. As a matter of fact, if you check the, you'll see that compared to the screen scrolling, they're actually moving in reverse. Skippy, stop it. So, yeah, these stages, the vehicular stages, are actually tougher than the brawling stages because one hit KOs you. Skippy, I do have a ban button. Don't think I won't use it on you. This stage of her world tour brings her to Japan, so of course she brought a sword along, figuring that would be useful. Ah. Those samurai are actually, a little tough. If one of them gets the drop on you, they'll take out half your health in one shot. The game is actually surprisingly playable, and it doesn't take itself terribly seriously. I believe this game may have actually been designed by a company called Hugo, and uses the same hardware that they did for one of their own releases. They actually made a scrolling shooter based somewhat loosely off of the television show Airwolf. If you ever see that game, you'll notice that there's quite a bit of similarities in the engine to this one, so the way that a lot of the graphics look. Ah, oh, damn. No, that was a bad idea. With proper timing, you can just stab one right in the front, but it's usually easier to just jump over them and then hit them from behind. The enemy samurai are really tough. Yeah, there you go. And here we have our first encounter with the boss, who uses this strange sort of petrifaction gun. Stuns her temporarily. Now, you can beat the boss into submission, but it's faster and easier, if less lucrative. Ooh. To actually just knock him off the screen. If you juggle him off the side of the screen, he won't come back. And here we are once again in a vehicle, and it is a helicopter. We have a scrolling shooter section. Now, assuming that Flash Gal has not shrunk herself down to fit into this micro helicopter, we can assume that essentially what we're up against is, you know, full-scale versions of things that we faced smaller versions of before. Including the monkeys. Yes, we now have... Oh, darn. Yeah, precisely. You know, it's like we now have these enormous helicopter-sized monkeys throwing enormous helicopter-sized bananas or coconuts. I forget which it is, actually. It's not a long stage, but it is what it is. This was one of those games where I hadn't heard of it until I saw it on the emulator list, and I found myself playing it quite a bit. I actually got to where I can lap the stages once, which is a really, really tough thing to do, actually. This game gets to be quite challenging, but all in all, it's not that hard to learn. Oh, come on! Ah, darn it. Oh. Every now and then, those, green ostrich enemies will drop a gun. It is the only power-up in the game. And it makes the rest of the stage so much easier. So much easier. Captain Jive Pants, welcome! Happy to see you here. Yeah, not conducive to a high score, but knock the boss off the screen and it won't come back. Very, very quick, easy way of dealing with it. Getting on with your life. This stage introduces enemies with guns. Much like those frickin' knife throwers in Kung Fu, they like to sit just outside of your range and rain projectiles in. You gotta basically jump in at them. Oh, they throw bombs! The monkeys actually straight up throw bombs. Okay, come on. Yes! Okay. I was hoping that would happen because I was only expecting to play this once and I didn't want to show off the gun. Ooh, that was a close one. Yeah. Yeah, the boss eventually stops using his silly little petrifaction gun and starts using serious ammo on the later stages. Bara! Bara, my friend! Nice to see you! Welcome to my humble little Twitch channel. The Ghost of Owl Street. Pro for short. I never did learn the reason why. Thank you for the host. Welcome, glad you could finally stop by. I am... Ooh! Yes, I did get it! Okay. This stage is like 7 times easier with the gun than without, especially when you get to the boss. If you don't have the gun against the boss, you basically need to do this sort of Zelda 2 style jumping, attack as soon as you get off the air and then double back. With the gun you can just shoot the guy away. But yeah, see, now he's packing actual bullets. I knocked him off the screen already. Vohio! Given I haven't touched this in a while and I made it to Section 8, this is actually pretty good. Any game where I make it past Section 8 is an extremely good game of this for me. This is tough. Oh, darn it. Yeah, this... I only knew of one other person that was familiar with this game. And that was, of all people, Bob Merchick. As it turns out, he was actually very knowledgeable of this game as well. I think he ended up donating one to FunSpot, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they actually have a Flash Gal now. And, yeah, he is slightly better at this than I am, but I've been practicing. Or at least I had been. It's been a while since I've played it now, but so far so good. Timing, you can only have one shot out on the... Oh, darn. You can only have one shot out on the screen at a time. Properly timing your shots is the key to surviving this stage. And that's not an easy thing to do. Yeah, you don't exactly have a whole lot of jump control, and those mines are not exactly friendly in their positioning. Oh wow, Zelnia Game, welcome, Zelnia Games. Oh, everybody's rolling in tonight. Wow. Darn. Oh, I love it when a game gives me a full 10 letters for the high score table. Yes, so that is Flash Gal, which is probably going to qualify as your Retro Obscuro for the night. That shout box, yeah. Yes, overlapping my ambigram, it seemed to be the most reasonable place to stick it. Yeah, 10 letters tends to work really well for me. Wes Copeland, greetings indeed, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay here. The boss looks like he should be saying "ee" whenever he attacks. It's a good one. Okay, Tudos is the P silent? I hate it when I don't know how to pronounce people's tags, but yes, good to see you here. Wow, lots of people rolling in tonight. I'm appreciating that. Wow. Okay. So that is Flash Gal. Yet another arcade game, female protagonist. As far as I know, there was never a home release of this. There was never a port to any home platform. PTU dose? P2 dose? The 2 dose is the Crazy Kong world record holder. Wow. P2 dose. Okay, so it's P2 dose. Alright. And AKA SM is back. Good to see you again. Wow. Okay. Wasn't exactly prepared for such a rush, but I'll take it. Okay. So, next on the agenda, sticking with arcade still for now. I think I will get this game out of the way. This one did, of course, have a home release where it did not get gender swapped. this game is probably most famous for A, being wonky, and B, for inspiring. I'm not sure if they're actually supposed to be the same person or not, but inspiring Atina Asamiya in Psycho Soldier, who then later appeared in the King of Fighters games. Ah, okay. Yeah, I was checking your channel out, and I noticed that you were actually, like, directly involved in the Olympics, that you were actually, moderating the draft. And, I was like, you know, he actually does look familiar. And the person who was sitting with you looked very familiar. It's like, I bet I've seen him at Funspot before. I guess I was right. Yes, this one most definitely has home releases. It's probably better known on the NES than it is here. Yeah. There are platforming elements, but yeah, you can actually just bash through most of the walls. The character has this sort of weird triple jump thing going. She can't jump very high, but if she jumps in succession a few times, she does a taller jump followed by a long jump. Takes a little bit of... Actually, it takes a lot of getting used to, but it is interesting all the same. Can't break through that one. Wow, I'm finding all sorts of things I didn't find in my, my test run earlier. Oh! Yeah, lots and lots of things I didn't see before. And the orb reveals where hidden items are in the walls. Yeah, there's a surprisingly wide variety of weapons for a game where it just seems like all you do is smack things at point blank. No, they got me. Yeah, I am not terribly good at this game. I never spent much time with it, but this is one of the more known arcade games with a female protagonist, or at least known games with a female protagonist. Maybe people aren't aware that there is an arcade version, generally speaking, but yes, here it is. You get sent back pretty much the very beginning of the level again on a death. So I apologize if this gets a little repetitive, but I actually do feel compelled to finish this game out rather than just show it off, because for better or worse, I'm actually trying to learn it a little. Yeah. There we go. Now we've got a proper wrecking ball that can't attack through a tree. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I considered the Olympics, I considered the Big 20, and I had a number of reasons for not wanting to do either one. Perhaps the most meaningful is that I didn't want to tie myself down to either of them, much less both, while I'm trying to get a Twitch channel launched. I thought that would just be a bad idea. I do follow quite a few people that have been participating in both. I've certainly watched The Pro and Lord BBH do quite a bit of the Olympic stuff. I was very saddened when Lord BBH said he wasn't going to stream any more of that. But I do understand why. Oh. Burninating the countryside. Burninating. I'm sorry. Oh, you're a fast one. Pretty sure I don't want any of those clubs. Pretty sure they're a step down at this point. Oh, come here! There we go, more health. Yeah, those big hearts do not refill your health. What those big hearts do is actually make the life meter itself longer. Increase your maximum potential. Whoa, whoa, I got that! What's happening? Ugh. I got juggled, apparently, while standing in place. Yeah, I never said this was a good game. But yes, that is what it is. That is Athena. Hey, hey, hey. No burninating each other in chat. Oh. Yeah. That does not make me happy. Don't bring me down like that. I have very unpleasant memories of MUDs where there were like text commands where anyone can vomit on anyone else on cue. I mean, that was just yeah. That's just obnoxious. That isn't funny. So please don't do that. Okay. So the next one I'm going to play is going to be vehicular because I don't want to put this one off any longer. We are going to, in my continuing effort to learn the other games referenced in the game Paradise, it turns out that the two female protagonists in that game both come from games that fit this theme. So here we go. Plus Alpha is a scrolling shooter from Jalico, 1989, and I am now being hosted. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. Oh, where did you dig that up, Jesendar? I am actually very curious. What wiki did you grab that from? The big one? So, yeah, a lot of shooters from around this time actually do have a female protagonist. In fact, there's usually one male and one female, although you often don't get to see them unless you leave the attract mode running for a very long time, or you actually finish the game and get to see their portraits. SNK Wiki. Alright, excellent. But Plus Alpha is a little unique in that department because not only does it make it very, very clear who's piloting it from the very beginning, but the Player 2 ship is female as well. Has a female pilot, I should say. I am not going to be... Well, actually... ouch. Well, well, given that just happened, two things. First off, this. Whoa! I totally watched that. There we go. And, secondly, you know what? Let me run a little experiment here. It has to be as a two-player game. Okay. Oh, does it not, Well, here, let me... So it's not 2 players simultaneous? Huh. Here we go. Interesting, yeah. Oh, she has a different weapon! Interesting. I didn't anticipate that. Huh, that makes it particularly... Oh wow, look at that. Wow, so that's different. It's not 2 players simultaneous, but the 2 ships are actually different from each other. Now, how strange is that? I can't think of a single other game where that's the case. Huh. Yeah, I'm not very experienced at this. I played it for the first time like just the other day, in preparation for showing it here. Ah, I see. You actually can. Skippy, consider this a warning, and quite possibly your last. Yeah. The fact that their vehicles have different weapons is very, very unusual, given that you can't... if it were 2 players simultaneous, I would understand, you know, choosing your character by which side of the panel that you're on. But yeah, this is very different, very unique. So as I alluded to before, the player 1 character in this game, anyway, is also playable in the game Paradise, which you may or may not have seen me play on stream already, depending on how new you are. I've run that a few times. Now this game has something akin to Sol Towers. Apparently they're based on hovering over them. Probably need to know where they are, revealed them nice and early. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this game, only just started playing it, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and end that right now. I did want to show that off. Now, this next one I'm going to show, I'm probably going to spend a little bit more time on, because it's too strange not to. This is also Jalico, but slightly older. 1986. And this is the origin of the other female character playable in the game Paradise. Momoko 120%. Okay, now this game is more than just a little WTF. I think there's supposed to be some big, grand metaphor at play here. I'm not going to attempt to decipher it or present any theories or whatnot. I am simply going to say that this game involves a girl with a gun shooting aliens while escaping from a burning building. And each level she ages. I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, you know, different moments in her life, or if it's reminiscing, or if it's supposed to be all some big, grand metaphor. I mean, there's a wedding scene at the end of the game, from what I understand. But yes, she starts as a spry, what is it, like 4-year-old? Yes. Escaping from her elementary school, which is on fire, with aliens to shoot out as she goes. I have no idea why. The game is surprisingly playable. Has a few sort of little hidden secret areas here. You get a really nice gun power up. Oh, darn it. I tapped one of them. If you manage to make it through these things without hitting over a hurdle... Oh, good enough, I guess. Yeah, so now I have a nice range. The exit is always up. The idea is to get to the roof and then latch onto a helicopter. The levels are essentially cylindrical. You can scroll left or right to get to where you're needing to. Oh, she must have hit the enemy on the way. Oh, okay. They respawned her on the roof. Okay, good. And that's my ride. We are out of here. Get a bonus for your shooting downs as you go. And now she ages. 6 years old. Actually, I suppose that first level would have had to be a kindergarten, and this would be an elementary school, come to think of it. Because that's how math works. Too far to jump, but there's a railing here. The problem with the railing is that you can't shoot while you're on it. Which is more than a little obnoxious. If the enemies feel like spawning anywhere near you, you're in trouble. Unfortunately, that is a dead end. Can't get across that, so I'll have to go this other way. Yeah, it's, more than a little strange. It's quite playable, but certain aspects of it are kind of obnoxious, really. But again, I mean, like I said, I am just demonstrating these games exist more than anything else. For whatever reason, though, I am trying to, there we go. Stop coming for a moment. Whoa! This one is too strange for me to not try to learn, I guess I could say. So I am actually trying to master that. You need to hold in the jump button in order to spring off of those trampolines. Otherwise, you just do a basic little jump. Oh, and I should have let go of the jump button that time. So I didn't find myself right on top of that enemy on the way up. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to... Help. Darn. Yeah, so, Captain Howdy! Welcome. Thank you for the host. That is not an M. What have I just done? There we go. Yes, very, very strange game. 3CF Creations, welcome. Glad to see you here. Now that is a surprise. That is a grand surprise. May I tell those present who you are, if you don't mind? 3CF Creations is indeed someone I know in real life, but I don't know if they want to be outed or not. Dawn of the Dead as interpreted by the Japanese. You know what it needed? 20% more Momoko. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Jesendar, you do know 3CF Creations as well. That is my brother. 3CF Creations is my brother, Eric. Who I had not even told that I had started streaming. I assume that Skippy was responsible for making that. Either that, or he finally checked Twitter and yes. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna play this again because this game is just too strange to not spend a little extra time on. Yes, and again, Momoko, I believe in her original incarnation here. I think it's actually her 4-year-old self that's playable in the game Paradise. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there are a lot of you that are new here. There's a game, a scrolling shooter from Jalico I spend quite a bit of time on here, on stream, called The Game Paradise, Master of Shooting. Its Japanese name is Game Tengoku, I believe. The Game Paradise becomes its subtitle, that version, for whatever reason. And it involves an arcade being taken over, and one of the attendants manages to get some protagonists from other Jalico games to... Oh, she went straight up! That was weird. And apparently fell too far, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what the game just tried to tell me. Hey, get back here! Stupid blimp! Are you kidding me right now? Come on, what is this? What does it do? Just keep cycling around? There we go. That was obnoxious. Yes, so Game Paradise allows for the Player 1 ship, Celia, from Plus Alpha, and Momoko here, as player character choices. Yes, that blimp was being mean. It's like it's got her name on it and everything, and yet it's just being like, ha ha. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No, 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 no. Ooh. Are you done? Nope. Nope, they're not done. Doc, come on. That seemed to get a little wonky there. Not sure what happened. Yeah, this game is not without its issues, but it is a thing. Come on, encoding, work with me here. There we go. I know most people's streams hiccup like that, but I hate it. I can barely tolerate it when that happens. Come on. Alright. Yeah, that does power up the gun, but basically only one level. Getting through one of those bonus rounds well enough gets you a second one. I think I determined I had to go this way? Yeah, that's looking right. Any day now. Oh, that was close. That was way close. 6th floor, please. I'd better wait that one out. I don't trust that one bit. And what have we in here? Some of these just move you to other spots. It's usually been a... Look, what? She got stuck somehow. What was that all about? And sometimes they'll take you to a to one of those bonus rooms as you've seen. And there's at least 3 different types of... I have to mash up to climb a ladder? Are you serious? No, that's just bad design right there. Okay. At least made it past that level. And older. She is now 12. And now her middle school is on fire and invaded by aliens. Oops. Well, that's close to the escalator. Works for me. What the... What on earth just happened? What on... I don't even... So instead of going up the escalator, She decided to instead go down an invisible one. Yeah, so that's a highlight. I'm not sure what to make of that, but yeah, is this game weren't strange enough? Yeah, that was a thing. Apparently, 120% just wasn't enough. Oh, my word. Video games are universes unto themselves. So much to explore, so much to do. So much distrust I have in their creators. Some just should not be doing this sort of thing. But anyway, I am now going to go from a weird, obscure game that you'd probably never heard of to one that you probably have. But not by its name. Or at least, not its original proper arcade name here. This is also 1986, but going to Taito. Yes, that. This game is called Kiki Kai Kai. If you are somewhat knowledgeable of SNES games, you may actually recognize this. This may look like Pocky and Rocky to you. Well, that's because, well, that's exactly what this is. Pocky and Rocky is the home version of this arcade game. And there is no Rocky here. Only Pocky. Little shrine maiden. Whose idol gets stolen. Yeah. So here we've got another overhead running gun style deal. Shooting out ghosts. We have a second attack button which waves her banishing rod here. Which gives her nice defense against enemies trying to close in on her. It takes a moment, but mash the button and she can wiggle it back and forth pretty quickly. Cover her front quite nicely. Ooh, whoops. Got a little way too close to that. Yeah, I do too. I do that to myself all the time. Inspired by the lofty mountain peaks, Hodge cannot resist the urge to yodel. This in turn gives Hodge the urge to eat a yodel. But all he has in his pack are 2 Twinkies and a devil dog. That is one of the more obscure video game references I could possibly make right now to the old PC game Hodge and Podge. If 3CF Creations is still in the room, he'll get that reference. He and I spent a long time playing that. First boss down, first lucky god rescued, and on we go. Oh, it was the most obnoxious thing. Fro was, doing a Big 20 run yesterday, and someone in his chat room mentioned that he forgot to get chocolate milk while he was out shopping and made everybody else in the room want it. I actually went and got some chocolate milk. Yeah, these power-ups for your main shot, How much they actually help is debatable, but they're better than nothing. The game doesn't like it when you don't advance for a while. Those, zombies get rather aggressive if you just hang tight. So yes, this is a very playable game. I think... ooh! Ouch! Darn. I was able to actually shoot through enemies for a bit there, but yeah, I lost that power pretty quickly. It's a fun little game. It certainly has a greater variety in its bosses. Oh, darn. I have an Oni. Yeah, and it does have that ever so rare pinball-inspired match at the end. Might get an extra life out of it. Or is it an extra game in this one? I'm not sure I've ever actually gotten the match off of Kiki Kai Kai, so I'm not sure I could tell you. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, so there's a game whose name you probably didn't recognize, but that, you know, once you actually saw it played, you probably did recognize it. And that is, yet another arcade game. With a female protagonist. Pretty, nice there. Let's see, what time is it? Okay. I do want to get a few more of these in. The second half of this session is probably going to be all console games, and I'll probably end up spending a little bit more time on each one of those that I do play, rather than here where I'm trying to get through a larger number of them to show them off, as it were. Okay, I think the next one I'll fire up. That's doing that to me again. Most games I can bring up on my list just by starting to type in their name, but there are a few exceptions. What is it? Oh, I know why. Because technically the title has an extra bit at the front. I don't always type that in, but I will here. Most people, if they know this at all, probably know it simply as Typhoon Gal, but there's the full title. And someone needs to tell MameDev the proper way to spell Japanese words in some cases. So this is a wrestling game, or perhaps more accurately, it is a judo game. Yeah. Here's your innocent schoolgirl. Who's actually a judoka. She has no qualms whatsoever with kicking guys in the nuts. It's a little button mashy, a little weird getting used to it, but and it certainly doesn't look much, but it could be a lot worse. You have two attack buttons. Which direction you're holding when you press it determines the move that you get. Soften up the enemies a bit. It always takes a strong attack, though, with the other button to actually dismiss them, throw them to finish them off. With good timing and positioning, you can actually literally kick their ass as they're crawling out of the room. Ooh. Oh, no. Yeah, they got her. Alright, take care, Skippy. Yeah, drive fast, take chances. Yes. And... oh, yeah, okay, that got him. That smug-looking guy, the dojo leader there, I will have to face him after I deal with the rest of these peons. Or more accurately, I'll try to. I might not succeed. Come on. Nope. Nice. Now, true story. This guy here, his name in the game is Balzac, if I recall correctly. And he is named after and is designed to look very similar to a 19th century mathematician. I'm not even joking. This may be one of the most obscure bits of video game trivia, like, ever. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, his name is Dumplin', and he's simply inspired by a dumpling. He's named that. But yeah, the first one. I'm gonna make a fool of myself if I get this wrong. I think his name is Honoré de Balzac. I think. You know what? Yeah. Hogan, Hogen, but yeah, it's kind of obvious what the inspiration there is. Come on. Vulture, that's right. Vulture. Alright, I'm gonna look it up now to not make a total fool of myself. Yeah, who was I thinking of? Who is Honoré de Balzac? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yes. Maxime Boucher. Born in Boston, actually. Yes, 1867 to 1918. I don't know why they decided to put him... Oh, Jesendar. Oh, that one stings a little. That one stings a little. Ooh. Heavy Mana Beast 2. Welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. I will be getting another game running shortly. Yes, Typhoon Gal is not worth playing a second time, but I did want to show that off. Instead, I will move on to a game of another. It's Taito again. It's actually a year earlier. It's 85. A different martial art here on display. One a bit more striking oriented, which tends to make it a bit better suited for for a video game on the whole. Yes. Lady Master of Kung Fu. Ooh, so you have a variety of attacks. Sometimes she'll kick, sometimes she'll use a, I guess they're supposed to be nunchucks. She jumps by pressing up. Some fancy attacks you can use to get good points off of enemies. She jumps a lot larger when she's inside these rooms. You only have the two buttons. One is to attack, all your attacks. And the other simply goes in and out of doors, and not even those elevator doors, just these other doors. The ones that have mini bosses in them. You do actually have to press the door button again in order to leave those rooms. They'll otherwise just let you sit in there indefinitely. Ooh. Yeah. When you see caution come up and there's nothing else there, you want to get out of that room right quick. You can only spend so long, yeah, if the door is just marked close, then yeah, you can't go in. Whoa. Ow. Annoying little bugger. Yeah, spend too long in these rooms and a trapdoor will open up on you. So you just want to get out again once there's nothing more to do. I have spent oh, darn, you know, I was trying to grab that envelope before, and I'm not sure why nothing happened there. I guess I have to go back for it. They give you plenty of time. Yeah, what the hell? There we go. So weird. Fourth floor now, I think I can... Oops, that was very poor. Yeah, I kind of wish there was a little bit more to it. The animation looks nice, but the game feels really wonky. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, that flying flip kick thing that she has, though, is really nice. Ooh, darn. Ow! Whoa! Okay, so that was more than a little nasty. Yes! Oh, he was worth a lot of points. Wow, okay. Well came. Well, to be fair, the A is always pronounced as ah in Japanese, so expectation there. I'm guessing I need to find another letter before I can go into that that room. Oh, ow. Yeah, those little rolling jars look just like the ones in Irem's Kung Fu. Oof. Ouch. Yeah, it's a strange little game. Takes more than a little getting used to. But, at least it's largely playable, and that's more than I can say for quite a number of other games of this nature that I've seen. I believe, unfortunately, if I recall correctly, I haven't actually seen it, but reportedly, one of the rewards that you get when you finish that game is that there is actually a topless image of the protagonist in it. But I knew there was no chance of my actually completing the game anyway. So yeah, take that into consideration if you wanted to evaluate that game. But again, I am not casting judgment. I'm simply making these things known. Let's see, 10:30. Okay. I do want to squeeze in 2 more before I go to the console portion of this, and there will be a brief break. Shouldn't be more than say 5 minutes between Yeah, the portions there. Like, no hat? Yeah, I know, right? It does actually feel a little bit like EAR Kung Fu, in the way that it controls. Better in some ways, worse in others, but yeah, it's along those lines. Ah, cotton. You know, I should have remembered that one. I should have remembered cotton. That should have been written down on my list. I, for whatever reason, did not consider that one, but that is definitely something that I could have done. I will write it down so that it's here on my list. If I actually play it again, if I end up running this theme again, I may very well play it then. Let's see, where is it? What am I doing here? Okay. Soldier Girl Amazon. Now, before they became a manufacturer of nothing but stripped mahjong and Crazy Climbers sequels, Nichibutsu actually produced some fascinating little shooters. A lot of them overhead scrolling. Ninja Emaki being one of my favorites. But here's one that's just This game is hard. Very, very hard. They actually let you get hit twice. And I still die extremely quickly. They actually provide you with bombs. All they do is stun the enemies, and they take a moment to come out. So they're only marginally useful. The music has some weird notes in it, but otherwise it's fairly decent, gets the job done. But I absolutely love this. I'm going to wait until this, oh my word. Yeah. The sound in this game is rather impressive, actually, for its time. I'm going to wait for the attract mode here to end, because I want it to be perfectly clear when I put the coin in, because I love this sound effect. I love this. I love that. I absolutely love that sound. I think this game is supposed to have something of a post-apocalyptic theme. Facing these various mutants and biker-like tribesmen. Alright, here we've got a vehicle. You start out powered up. If you take a hit, you lose the power-up. You can also get a vehicle and grab power-ups and get even stronger. A single hit and your vehicle is gone. Oh, jeez. And you're no longer powered up. Another hit there drops you. And your weapon is reduced to a pea shooter. But grab one more... Yeah, grab another power-up, and they are plentiful, and you glow again. And you can safely take a hit. Unfortunately, these chests sometimes contain these spiders instead of power-ups. It's not random. You can learn it. But, yeah, I haven't. And the game is more than a little difficult. Apparently, that gang that runs away at the beginning of the game, their little intro. Your objective is to capture them all again, and you can actually see a captured count at the bottom right. And if things go well enough, that might actually even become 1 before this game is over. I don't expect it to become much more than that. There we go. The vehicle might give you better firepower, and it powers up really nicely, but it becomes a very sizable target. So unless you've really learned the game, know where the enemies are, and apparently it weakens over time too. Oh, ouch. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily do you any favors. So this is definitely a game that favors memorization, learning the enemy patterns, where they're going to be. Oh, whoops, and that would be a spider. I really like that little aspect. You may or may not have caught it. The music is different. The "here's your next life" music changes when you only have one life left as an extra little warning that the game's going to end on you if you're not careful. It's a very, very nice little touch. They thought of quite a few things in this game. And they made it tough as nails. Oh. Very, very tough. Despite the fact that there are 10 character entries on the default high score table, they only actually give you 3. I suppose I could try the original Japanese version. That might actually give you a full 10. But yeah, this is the overseas version, so to speak. I believe the Japanese name is Seisenshi Amatelas. Yeah, I will try that again. I want to see if I can at least make it to the first boss. And yeah, capture that first gang member. But I can't make any guarantees because this game is stupid hard. Yeah, I did take a hit, but the power-ups were right there and she's glowing again. I'm reminded in some ways of Super Real Darwin in the way that you power up and get hit and whatnot. Only it's less irritating, but then again, that's not saying much. Yeah, I did just throw a bomb. The bombs kind of travel. Ooh, I got webbed. I got webbed. I'm going so slow. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it's easy come, easy go. So if you take a hit, you can recover very quickly, but yeah, you cannot take that second hit at all. And vehicles are definitely a mixed bag. Sometimes I think I would rather have the smaller hitbox. It's like powerful enough. Oops. Yeah, that's the bomb there. Oh, the bomb itself actually can take out enemies. Huh. It's just so rare that it hits anything. But it's very good at stunning the entire screen of enemies. Tough to use on reflex, but it can save you. Huh. Maybe the spiders are slightly random. Or maybe a death just alters the, Oop. Nope. Come on. Alters the seed, so to speak. There we go. Well... There we go. That was close. I actually thought that bullet hit me. Ugh. Here's the first boss. Ah, darn it. Let's try that again, shall we? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with these banana throwing hoppers. It seems there is some randomness to those spiders, huh? It seems to be pretty consistent for me, playthrough to playthrough, but I guess when you die, all bets are off. At least that's my current best theory. Yeah, the enemies love to show up in patterns that have a lot of bullet coverage. Even the boss can be stunned by the bombs. Ooh, I actually got a direct hit that time. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Okay. Captured! Unfortunately, the boss isn't done yet. These annoying little prats still roam around and shoot. And they can shield themselves. Ah, oh, you're kidding me! Ah, and I'm still getting sent back to the checkpoint here. Which leads me to wonder what I'm actually going to see when I get I mean, can I capture a second gang member off of the same boss? I don't know. Oh no, come on. Yeah, let's just... I'm not going to get... I will... There might be 2,000 points down there. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to make sure that I'm still powered up for the boss. Another host! Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Yes. Indeed I can. Unfortunately I just took a hit too. Ah. Your weapon angle it's not immediately changed to the direction you're facing. Kind of like Contra, the arcade Contra anyway. Yeah, there are sort of sub-angles that you can fire at, and when the enemies are up close, that can be a problem. Kind of like how the hit I just took then can be a problem. Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. Yeah, it's like when I'm up against this boss, I want to be able to fire straight up the moment I press straight up, and that doesn't always happen. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That was very, very close. Yes, apparently I can capture multiple gang members off of the same boss if I keep dying. That is so weird. Come on, no. It's not happening again. Screw you. There we go. Yeah! Little cutscene there. Okay. Alright, so I completed the first stage at least. I don't expect to make it much further. But I'll see how far I can take this. This is a fun game. I will not press my luck any further there. Hit again already. Whoa, no, 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 no. Stop them. Stop them. Ah. Last life music. Oh, and I have been hit already. Oh, well, they got me. Fun little game. Very shooty. Very, very hard. They did not hold back on that one at all. Okay, this has managed to last me longer than I thought for the first half. But there is one more that I absolutely have to squeeze in. Because it's too pretty not to include. And it'll sort of help lead into the second half of it too, I think. Let's see. This one is Namco's 1989. It is called Burning Force. Now, this game will bear some apparent similarities to Space Harrier, but it has its differences, and they are very important. For starters, at least to start anyway, you don't move up and down on the screen. Instead, up and down speed you up or slow you down. You are actually on sort of a jet bike. I know there's a fancy name for the vehicle. I can't remember it at the moment. There are stages where it transforms into a jet, and it plays quite a bit more like Space Harrier. But otherwise, look at this. This game is lovely. Ooh, ouch! Darn. Here we go. Ooh, slow down. Okay. Yeah, having control over the speed of scrolling... That was a little weird. That's really nice. My understanding is that the plot of this game is such that this is actually supposed to be one big training session, essentially. These are not like actual enemies that she's facing, but rather, this is essentially the equivalent of her getting her... Oh, ouch. Getting her pilot's license? Yeah. With this, some sort of like an intergalactic rescue league or something of that nature. Yeah, this is her demonstrating her skills. This is actually supposed to be a big test. Yeah, the power-ups in this stage are in rings up above the surface, so you have to hit those little water jets at speed in order to collect them. It's the little touches. There is actually a second attack button. Fires off a missile. The nature of the missile changes based on what main weapon you have equipped at the time. So I have this ranged blast at the moment. There's a really nice spread missile pattern. Yes, and this is her instructor here. Detailing the upcoming boss and the weak points that it has to be hit. Seems to be a little emulation issue here. I got a water line in the middle of Oh, there's a colorful gun. Nothing else. Ooh, ouch. Darn. Yeah, I mean, I played this game for the first time, like, yesterday, I think. but it's a lovely little game. It's a lot of fun. As a round select on continue. All right, I did want to show that off. We need a long time on the continue counter. I dethrottled it, and it's going that slow. Alright, so that is Burning Force. Okay, at this time, I will be taking a brief break. About 5 minutes, give or take. Should do it. And when I come back, I will show off some console games. I had a number of games written down for the Commodore 64, and unfortunately I will not be demonstrating any of those tonight. But I do have quite a few other options. I have a PC title, I have some Game Boy titles, I have some NES titles, and maybe even a Genesis or Game Gear or Master System title. in there as well. We shall see what we get to. I should still be streaming. I did get a late start, but yeah, I should still be good for at least 90 minutes, give or take. Um, and we'll just see what we get through, see how the games go. All right, I will back in just a few.